Hey, what's up, everybody? Coming to you from the Golf Lab here in Steamboat, Colorado. Want to give you something to think about this week as you're practicing and playing. That early season, a lot of us miss, and it's a very simple one. It's ball position. Has a huge effect on our mechanics, particularly has a big effect on club path. So club path is difficult to see. Essentially, TrackMan is measuring the circle on which, or the radius in which the club is traveling as it makes contact with the ball. So I like to use this little circle here and a stick with a piece of tape. And what that does for me is it allows me to see, if we're looking down here, kind of where club path is relative to our ball position. So if I move the ball back in my stance, you can see that's going to be earlier in the arc that club reaches the ball. Therefore, the path's going to be more to the right or in to out. If I move that ball too far forward, it's later in the arc. And so that path's going to be more to the left or out to in. Okay, typically, I want to get as close to zero as I can. I see most people play the ball too far forward in their stance, which leads to that path being too severely out to in or to the left. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just understanding where your pattern is and what you can create most consistently. So visually, it's really helpful to see this when I set this down. So I've got my circle here. I've got my little tape indicating where the ball is. And if I play it pretty neutral or in the middle of that arc, which for me is going to be kind of right over my heart, that's kind of neutral for me, and I make a nice swing, I should see that path be pretty close to zero or neutral. If I move that ball back in my stance, so now it's earlier in the arc, okay? Now I should see a path that's a little bit more into out. And vice versa, if I move it a little more forward, I'm going to see that path be a little bit more out to in. So understanding how ball position affects path is really critical, and being able to practice in a controlled environment with TrackMan, with that feedback, with some visual aids to help you see where ball position is for you, it's really powerful. And I think it's probably one of the most important things we can do this time of year. Hope this helps. Come in here and see us. We'll get you squared away if you need some help with